What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to connect with you guys. It's just Friday evening and don't have much going on right now, so I thought I'd put together that video that I was talking about I was telling you guys about Bitcoin and my prediction for crypto this coming year and kind of my outlook on cryptocurrencies. This isn't really a webinar, so no one's here live. I'm just here by myself, sitting on my couch. Just thought I would put together little analysis on Bitcoin and share my game plan on some of the things that I'm doing. So yeah, I haven't really done a video this way. Normally it's just a class, so this will be good. But I do want to just dive right into it. Before I do that, let me just give you guys a little verbal disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not registered with, the SEC or CFTC. So these are just my own opinions. If you're looking for financial advice, please seek out an actual financial advisor. I'm just a guy with my own opinion. So I just want to make sure that that's very clear. I've done well for myself. And so, if you're interested in hearing my opinion, great. If not, that's fine too. I don't, it's up to you. Anyway, guys, it's December 1st, 2023, and I'm recording this today. So I've shared this story before. Let me just share it real quick. So several years ago, I bought into Bitcoin. I saw it. Well, first I found out about Bitcoin, I think back in 2015, 2016. And I was like everybody else. I was like, oh, why would I look at Bitcoin? Why would I trust crypto? It's not, I've never heard of this. I was very skeptical. Anyway, so time went on. We had the big rally in 2017, which I did not participate in. I just watched it as a big naysayer. Just thought, this is crazy. I don't want to participate in that. But then you'd hear about somebody who made some money, and you'd be like, you'd snare at that person. You'd be like, how did they make that money? Anyway, that's kind of how I was. Ultimately, I started doing some research, and I started learning over the next couple of years. This is like 2017, 2018, 2019. I started studying cycles and the importance of cycles in the financial world. And literally every single market, real estate, bonds, commodities, futures, current Forex trading, stock trading, everything works in cycles, right? And turns out that crypto is also running these cycles. And I'm actually going to show you guys some stuff on some charts here in just a moment that goes over the cycles of crypto. It's really, really cool. But yeah, everything cycles, and you have these short-term cycles and you have these long-term cycles. In fact, Ray Dalio from Bridgewater Associates, he put together a really good video. It's one of the top viewed videos on YouTube. Talks about how the markets work in cycles, how we are in long-term cycles and short-term cycles all the time, and you kind of need to know where you are in that cycle. Anyway, so I did my research. I don't want to take too much on this because I do want to talk about what I'm doing now and what I'm preparing for and what's coming. But I remember doing my research, and I kind of like humbled myself, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually a bigger deal. I studied blockchain technology, and then I started to realize there's actually something here. This is more than just I wanted it to, I guess what I found out was it was more than my emotions. And so instead of fighting it, I learned to work with it. And that's kind of that changed my approach. So I learned about these cycles, and then in 2020, early 2020, late 2019, I took some money, and I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was in my senior year at BYU, and I probably shouldn't have done this, but I took out a loan. I borrowed $5,000 or $6,000, and I put it, 60, 70% of it into Bitcoin, and the other 30, 40% of it into Ethereum. And, I bought it. I told a few people that I'd done it, and they told me I was crazy. And then I realized, don't tell people your plans, because a lot of people are going to think you're crazy. It's not their plan, it's your plan, right? Either way, it's okay. Some people will believe in you, some people won't, and that's just going to be the case forever. But long story short, you guys know what happened. So crypto had its rally. We had in 2020, like May 2020, we had a halving event with Bitcoin. Bitcoin went up, and then by November of 2021, crypto hit a high. And I started exiting in the summer of 2021, and I had made from that $5,000 or $6,000 investment, I had made $50,000 to $70,000 from a $5,000 or $6,000 investment. It was insane. It was awesome. I was able to take that money, and I actually was able to put a down payment on this home that I'm sitting in now, which is really, really cool. So, and actually, that's another thing I learned. So, and I won't spend too much on this. Maybe I'll talk about it later, but it's really important, like when you're trading or when you're doing something like that, where you're trying to make kind of a big return quickly, those types of investments. What I've learned is it's really important to take profits on those types of things and then turn those profits into things that are long-term in nature. So buying real estate is an option. You can take money from like a crypto transaction or some other, side hustle. And it's really important to get that money quickly after taxes are paid. In fact, if you can, like some real estate transactions or some other things you do, might actually be able to get a write-off on some stuff. Anyway, that's another topic. But if you can get that money that you've made quickly and turn it into I like to think of it as take new money and turn it old money, right? So you have these new money buckets, you put in $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 into something, you 3x, 5x, 10x your money on whatever that thing is. And then you take that money, pay your taxes, whatever you got to pay taxes, right? Take most of that and put it into an old money bucket. And so that would be like your long-term, you could put it into like an IRA, you could put it into your home, buy another rental property, those kinds of things, because those are the things that are going to pay you over the long term, right? Plus, not every short-term investment is going to work out. I've been burnt on, like I've made good money on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I've lost money on my Dogecoin trade that I did a couple years ago. I just got in late and I didn't really have an exit plan like I do with some of these other things. So some of the high risk things we do, not all of them are going to pay out. In fact, some of the high risk things we do are going to actually lose money, right? And so we have to take those losses and move on. So you don't want to put your big assets into those new money things that are going to that could turn and go against you, which will inevitably happen so long as you take risks, right? And so it's really important to, like I said, once you do 5x, 10x your money on something, get that into some kind of old money bucket. Anyway, let's move on from that topic. Okay, so I told you that's what I did. So basically, just some side notes I want to make. So as far as timing goes, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most cryptos hit a high in 2017, right? We had a big high in December 2017, and then basically it did nothing for the next like 3 years. Okay. Then it's interesting because the next high happened in November or December of 2021. And I think if you go back to the high of like 2014, 2013, or whenever the peak before the 2017 peak of crypto, it always happens at the end of the year. It's an interesting thing. Let me actually show you guys a chart. Let me actually share my screen.
Hey traders, it's Steve from the future. I hope you have enjoyed this video so far. If you are getting value out of this video, be sure to hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and share your trading thoughts. I read all the comments, so feel free to ask any questions you have there too. On a side note, I host live trading calls like this one you are watching every day. Some of my biggest trading secrets I share exclusively to just the members in my program. I host these live trading calls every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I also host a basic training webinar every Monday for the newer traders and the regular COT report and sentiment trading webinars every Wednesday night at 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern for the advanced and aspiring traders. All of these calls are recorded and promptly posted on the members' trading calendars at the conclusion of each call in case your schedule does not permit you to come to the live call. All of my members have complete access to the scanner. We call it Steve Scanner. This is an institutional grade trade alert scanner that picks the direction of the week on all 28 major currency pairs and includes trading instruments like gold, silver, NAS 100, US 30. Just in the last 90 days, I have made over 3,000 pips just taking the top trade signals from the scanner at the beginning of the week and then just holding those trade alerts until Friday. If you want access to the scanner, you can start a 14-day free trial with the join link in the description to get started. Lastly, if you really want to be a full-fledged VIP member of my program to get access to things like the basic training course, live signals channel, Steve's scanner, trading calendars, and the one-on-one calls with me throughout the month, you can use code Friend of Steve, that's Friend of Steve, no spaces, at checkout and save $50 on your first month. Again, just click the link in the description below and apply that coupon to become a VIP member, and I look forward to helping you with your inevitable trading success going forward. Now, back to the video.
And let's take a look at the charts. So I've actually pulled up, okay, hopefully this doesn't bother you guys, but because I don't normally do webinars or calls on my laptop here, but we're going to take a look anyway. Hopefully you guys can see this just fine. Okay, so here's Bitcoin. Let's pull up like a daily chart on Bitcoin, and I want to show you guys the cycles, this concept of cycles that I was talking about. Let's look at this a lot bigger over here. Okay, so okay, here we go. This is a daily chart on Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see the dates down here, and you can see the candlesticks, and this is basically where it's gone. So in 2017, we hit a high of $20,000. In 2021, you hit this high, which was 69, almost $70,000, and then it pulled back. Something I want to highlight, guys, that's really important to notice is that the rallies of Bitcoin, let's see, it hit a high right here. Yep, December, here it is, December, November of 2013. Then you have December of 2017 for that high. And then you have November of 2021. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so something I want to I don't know if you guys have heard of like crypto winter, crypto spring, crypto summer, crypto fall. So basically, this, like I was telling you about cycles. So Bitcoin moves up in its own cycle. So you have crypto summertime, you have crypto winter, and spring and fall and so on. So basically, after these Decembers, which it seems like every November or December, every several years, crypto hits a high. You'll notice here, for the next year, we go into a crypto winter, where pretty much is a very sad time to be in crypto, and no one wants to be in crypto when this is coming down like this, right? It's terrible. It just sucks. Everyone kind of forgets about it. They move on to the rest. They get a new job, or they focus on their job, they focus on their business, life gets crazy, and they don't really think about this anymore, right? Then you have this right here. Here's another crypto winter right here. Same thing happened December of 2017. You have about a year where this pulls back. No one talks about it. People write off crypto and they think it's a scam, and then they move on. Happened again in 2021, hit a high, pulled back, and for about a year. And you'll notice, guys, that these are about the same size. So if I grab this is from December of 2021 to December of 2022. If I grab this and pull this over, this winter is about the same distance as the winter of 2017, just a little bit bigger, not by much though. And then the winter that occurred after the rally in 2013 is about the same size. So all the winters happen to be, and if I measure this out, they're all about 365 days. So Yeah, it's almost exactly 365 days, give or take, right? So pretty much when crypto hits a high, a year later, it's hit a bottom, basically. Takes a year and then it'll hit a bottom. Okay. Then it usually takes about, and we'll measure these. Let's measure these ones. So this one from here, from this bottom to this high, that took 1,038 days, 1,040 days. What is that, like 3.5 years? Did I do that right? Let's see. If I do 1,040 days, I'm going to do this on my phone, 1,040 divided by 365, that's 2.84 years. So it's not quite 3 years, but yeah, we'll say it's close to 3 years. Right here, oh, that one hasn't happened yet. But then you have this one right here. How long was this? Let me measure this out from here to here, 1,069 days. Okay, and then if I go to this one, I actually don't have data beyond 2012, and that's, you're getting to the beginning of like the, when Bitcoin was a thing. And this was 770 days, okay, from its low that I can see to its high right here. Okay, so with that in mind, if you believe in cycles and if you believe in crypto winter and summer, crypto winter takes about a year from its high. So we had a high in November of 2021. So naturally, we would expect a low a year later, which was in 2022. November 2022 was your low, in fact, and that did indeed happen. Right here, you got to a low. Okay, so this, you're looking at, so now we're in crypto springtime, because that was a year ago. Think about that. That was a year ago. That's over. That has already happened. The low of Bitcoin that in this current cycle we're in, it's already happened. You've missed it if you were trying to get the low, and that's okay. Like you can, like I'm not, don't leave the video just because you're like, oh, I missed it, I better not. There's still huge opportunity here. Let me show you why. Because the springtime, the market just kind of simmers up. The summer is when it really ramps up and you get these big moves. Okay, the other thing I want to show you guys is, okay, so if it takes about 1,000 days from winter to where we're going, to the end of summer, then I suspect that we will hit a high, or we'll get close to a high, that will start, basically crypto summertime will begin early next year after the halving event that happens in April next year. So after the halving, basically what I have crypto halving is, or Bitcoin halving is, the miners, it becomes basically twice as hard to mine crypto or Bitcoin. And so it becomes even more scarce. And usually after each halving, you have this big rally, and that's supposed to happen in April. So that'll be about right here next year, right here. And so there's still a ways for this to go. Like we haven't quite ended crypto springtime. We're still in crypto springtime. Crypto summertime will probably begin around after the halving. And then I think you're going to get close to your high at the end of next year. So naturally, like a November, December of 2024 would make sense to hit a high. But you could also be looking at 2025, because usually these take about 1,000 days. And so you'd be looking at, you'd be looking at sometime in 2025. The earliest, though, if this rally is quick, we could see a high, just like last time. Last time we actually hit a high right here. This took, how many days did this take? From the low of the last cycle, which was right here, to here, that took 848 days. So yeah, so basically that would put you at that would put you at the end of 2024. Because here, let's do this again. So from this low that we know of a year ago, 1,000, yep, there you go. Literally puts you 800 days, puts you at January 2025, which I imagine it'll probably just peak out like it normally does in like a December or November. So yeah, December, November of 2024 would basically put you at, like if you follow the last cycle, that puts you pretty much right there. I think the next rally is going to look similar to the one that happened in 2017, though. I think it's going to simmer more like this and just kind of not really pull back very hard. The reason why we had a big pullback right here is because we had this little, not little, you guys know what this is COVID. That move right there was COVID right there. And so it was marching up, like you had a big move up, and that during springtime of 2019 and 2020, then it kind of flagged and it looked like it was about to rally out of this quicker. It probably would have rallied quicker had it not been for COVID right here, right? And so I believe that the next rally will look a lot more similar to the one that happened in 2017, where you have these rallies, little pullbacks along the way, and barring some kind of black swan event, you probably will see this continue to rally quite consecutively during the spring and summertime that we're in right now. So I've been buying the dips pretty much all the way up. Now, another thing I want to point out, guys, is that every time crypto makes a high, usually the next rally will be about 2/3 of the previous one right here. So if I take the last rally against the previous rally before that, it's about 2/3. Okay, so that gives me that. If I take the rally before that, actually, this one was about a half. This was about a half, not quite 2/3 of the previous rally. So if this is the previous rally from last time, or right, oh, let's see, let me fix this. There we go. Maybe I messed that up. Yeah, so 2/3. Oh, it's because this is supposed to go right. There we go. Perfect, got it. And then here's this winter right here. If I take this one over, it should be about 2/3 of the previous rally, because that's usually what we get. And so from its bottom to high. So if I take this over, you can kind of pinpoint where you would be looking for a rally on the next one. So we just, like I said, we hit crypto winter is over as of a year ago, and we've been in springtime ever since. We'll enter summer around the halving next year in April of 2024. And then I expect this is my X marks the spot point right here. This is where Bitcoin will most likely go. So we've built in time. So we've got the we've got time and we've got price. So we've got the X and the Y axis all taken care of here. So we've built in the cycles. We know about approximately how long the cycles take place and when they take place and so on. Now we're just building in the Y axis. We're trying to figure out how far is this going to go up. And based off of what I have found, it usually goes up a half to 2/3 of the previous rally. So you just take a box over from the previous rally, bring it over, and this puts you right here, my friends. So basically that would give you like a 100 and I'm going to give you a range. Basically, you're looking at 100K to 120K Bitcoin. Okay. That's probably where Bitcoin will go by the end of 2024. It'll be epic. You'll see CNBC, you'll see CNN. Everybody will be chirping up Bitcoin again, and they'll say, Bitcoin hits 100K, and people will go on Facebook and they'll laugh at those posts and say, oh, everyone's going to lose their money. When really those just people, they're just sitting on their couches right now. It's just December of 2023. And they're not thinking about it. They don't know that they're going to read that post a year from now, but I know that they're going to read that post. I know they're going to see that because it's happened each time, and they're going to see that post. And I don't want it to be you guys. I don't want you to go back and be like, hey, I saw that video from Steve a year ago. I knew I should put a couple $100 into it, or I knew I should have put whatever you decided to put into it. I'm not telling you how much to put in. I'm not telling you that you even should put any money in. All I'm telling you is that my game plan is to continue to dollar cost average. So what I've been doing is over the last 8 or 9 months is I've been dollar cost averaging since pretty close to the end of winter. So I use Robinhood and I use Coinbase and a few other places, and I just go in, and every day it just buys a little bit more. Every day buy a little bit more and a little bit more. And it's not even that much. It's just a daily contribution. If all you can afford is just like, $2, $3 a day, that's still going to give you, a, a good solid amount, like in a year's time. If you have more means and you can do something like, $50 a day or whatever it is, then great. But I think dollar cost averaging is great, especially if the rally that we're in right now is similar to the one that happened in 2017, because you're basically just dollar cost averaging this move here, just as it's going up, you're just dollar cost averaging all the way up. Now, I'll tell you this, guys. So I'm dollar cost averaging my exit as well, not just my entry, but next year I plan to dollar cost average my exit, which is something a lot of people don't talk about. So come next year, whichever comes first, if we hit 90K, I'm going to start dollar cost averaging my exit. And every day I'm going to start to relinquish and execute sell positions on my long, and I'm going to start taking profits when we hit 90K up to 120K. The other thing I'm going to do is, no matter what, I'm going to start exiting around September next year. So sometime around, we'll call it July, August, September, I'm going to start exiting. And pretty much by January of 2025 and December of 2024, I pretty much plan to be completely out of my position. And I actually will probably start taking short positions, just as CNBC is telling everybody, hey, look at Bitcoin, it's at 100K. And somebody out there is going to just think, and I hope they watch this video first, somebody out there is going to be like, oh, I missed the Bitcoin rally. Oh, I got $300 in my pocket. Okay, I'll put it in. They're going to lose it, guys. I'm telling you, that's just happens every single time. They're going to put it in after CNBC, and all the people that they trust are going to go out there and say, look at the rally on Bitcoin. Man, you missed it. And they're going to try to get everybody in when it gets to this next high, but that's just in time for the next crypto winter that will inevitably happen towards the beginning and middle of 2025. Mark my words, that's going to happen, right? So, and people are going to get slaughtered when that next crypto winter comes in, and people will inevitably again start to say that crypto is a big scam, and they'll start to say that it doesn't work, I lost my money, and they're going to go back to their phones and back to their whatever, and not actually research these things and take a look at how markets work, how cycles work, and things like that. So, but I don't want, none of you are going to do that. You guys have seen this video, so you have no excuses now. You should have a game plan. You should have an expectation about when these things should take place and when you can start to build into the position like I'm doing right now. And I will continue to dollar cost average until about the summer of next year. And then, like I said, the summer of 2024, I will stop adding to my long position. And then come early fall of 2024, I will start exiting, or if we hit 90K, whichever comes first, I will start my exit. And then I will begin a short position, and I'll try to make money the other way. So in 2025, my plan is to make money with Bitcoin, shorting it after all the headlines come out saying it's going up and up and up and up, right? So that's my game plan. And then after that, my plan is to take the money again and put it into other long-term assets, right? Turn new money, turn it into old money, right? That's how you build wealth. Turn new money into old money. It's fun, guys, to have something that you do that's a little bit aggressive, like Bitcoin, like Ethereum. It's kind of fun. But I will tell you guys this as well. This is also part of my disclaimer. I never invest money into anything that I can't afford to lose. Okay. So anytime I put money into something, I've basically just said, hey, if that thing goes away, I'm okay. I mean, I'd hate that, but like I could survive and it would be okay, and I can recover and I can still invest into other things if it goes down, right? So please keep that in mind when you're investing. Please don't go out there and take out a loan like I did. That was very risky on my part. And I'm not doing that again, right? Even though I know I have a pretty good hunch on this again, I've kind of concluded to use my income and the assets that I've created and the dividends from the things that I've built to fund my purchases this time. So like I said, last time I had nothing, and so I kind of took a little bit of a risk. And it was like I said, it was $5,000 or $6,000. So I knew that if it didn't work out, I knew that I could like get a side job and like pay it off if it didn't work. So that was my philosophy at the time. Now, like I said, I've put some more resources towards it, and it's not something that I'd like to like I wouldn't like to get a side job to pay it back. So right now I'm just using the current income streams, income engines to fund this purchase that I've been working on for the last 6 or 8 months now, and I will continue to work on for the next 6 or 8 months. And then I will begin my exit. And then when that exit begins, I will then probably make another video on how I'm going to take that new money that I just created and turn it into old money. And you'll probably see me do something like that again. Anyway, guys, that is my game plan. I hope this was super helpful. Actually, one last thing before I wrap up. The other thing too, guys, I want to people tell me all the time, like, Bitcoin, it's going to go down because the banks and the institutions don't adopt it. That argument no longer is valid. There is a couple of Bitcoin ETFs that are just waiting for approval here. They should be done in just a couple of weeks. They are designed to give the wealthy elites of this country an opportunity to go in on this rally. And they are eagerly awaiting to get into this Bitcoin ETF. So anybody who says that it's the Wild West and you shouldn't invest, it's like, well, literally, like, most corporations keep Bitcoin on their balance sheets now as part of their slush funds, and it's literally an asset on their balance sheets. So I don't believe that anymore. That argument is the argument of 5, 6, 7 years ago, and that will stay 5, 6, 7 years ago. That is no longer a thing. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that we're seeing the big boys make ways, and they're making preparations for this to become a major adoption into our society. And I want you guys to be able to take a part of that. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap up there on that note. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, guys. Thanks for listening to me again, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.